Attention. Salute. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. It's on you, sir.
Alright, so I didn't know I was going to be first. Thought I had some time. I was actually going to go originally after Mr. Eckhart, and he's going to do lock flow. So what I want to do, and I know we have a couple of different styles in here, so if you don't have the techniques that we're working on, understand that what I really want to work on is transitioning, okay? And so we're going to work some transitions, but I'm going to talk heavily on levers and leverage because I want to kind of prepare you a little bit for Mr. Eckhart. Most of you have been in one of my levers or leverage class, so I won't bore you all with the details. Everybody understand what the first, second, and third class lever is? Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to go through quickly and explain the first, second, and third class lever. First class lever, what's it like?
Seesaw?
Mr. Mike, like a teeter-totter or a seesaw, right? First class lever. 4 basic elements required for every lever or leverage. Application of levers or leverage, and what are they? Fulcrum. There's a fulcrum. Load. Effort. And the lever itself, right? Gotta have the lever. Okay. So keep that in mind with everything that we do, that there are 4 elements that we must maintain or we must have to technically be the application of levers or leverage. The second class lever is like a wheelbarrow. Okay, you have the fulcrum on one end, you have the lever, the load in the middle, and the effort on the outside. The third class lever is like a hammer or a shovel, depending on how you use that shovel. If I go in, okay, and I keep this still, and I pull this, or I go in, I pull it out, and I pull this, and I throw, that's the third class lever. If I use a hammer, the fulcrum's here, effort, load on the end. That make sense? Okay. Easy peasy. All right. So let's start with a gift technique. Not Mr. Hedler's, because he wants to do gift in return, which is one of my favorites too, but I won't step on that. We're going to do gift of destiny. Actually, we'll start with gift of destruction. So for you guys, I'm picking some easier techniques so you can learn these really quick, snap at you, and be able to execute them. Mr. Stanley. Cooler. I got one of my guys here. I can use him. So gift techniques. So for those of you who don't know, all gift techniques are handshakes. Okay? It's a gift that they're giving you. Oh, look at that. I can use that to work with. Okay, so what we're going to do, this technique, gift of destruction, basically we step back and we create the fulcrum. Here, we lock this in, we come up and we break the arm. Okay? Lifting the load up. Boom. And kicking with the knee at the same time. We're just going to start with that for those of you who don't have it. So and the idea here is that this guy's squeezing, or maybe he's here and he's loading up for a punch. Boom, we pull this back, come in with the knee. At that point, I strike, step in, elbow, cover up. Okay, that's all icing on the cake at that point. So what I want to do is I want to turn and pull. And the reason that we turn and pull is to set up the hyperextension of the break on the elbow. Okay. We also turn and pull to set, remember what I said this is? The fulcrum. Okay. So at this point, I have this fulcrum, okay? I can now move him, okay? By just rotating and using this, and this is the lever, and he's the load, okay? So we're just gonna work this a few times. Grab, pull, strike, clear, and I'm out. Now I'm doing the strike clear. This is what I teach as the kids version. The adult version, I would hook and pull, creating another fulcrum, and then elbow strike, knocking him down. Okay? So we're going to do this a couple times. We're going to go 1, turn that and bring it back and lock it in like a pullback hand. Okay? 2, I catch this with a heel palm, uplifting heel palm, and a knee to the groin. You can leave the knee to the groin out for today. Okay? From here, I'm going to hook and anchor. When I do that, I pull him in to that elbow strike. Okay? So we're creating another lever here. We're creating the fulcrum here, and this here, he's still the lever. Okay? Now what's our application of leverage? It changes from the third class, is where we're at, now to a first class lever. That make sense? Yeah, maybe? Okay. With me in the mirror? So we're gonna do this 1 or 2 times in the air, and then we're gonna pair off. And when we pair off, I want those of you who don't have this, maybe grab somebody that does, so you can get some help. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna turn that and pull it in. At the same time, we're gonna take a small shuffle step forward and heel palm upward and diagonally. Okay. From here, I hook and I anchor and pull. Good, and then I'm gonna cover out. Okay, do that again. So we go 1, here, 2, boom, here, and cover out. Okay. Now, before we go too far, I must also point out that leverage is actually used as a daily function by us as human beings. Okay, levers and leverage. If you look at the way that the bones and the ligaments and the muscles are connected, okay, it creates levers and leverage throughout your entire body. So the action of punching is actually executing, okay, or utilizing levers and leverage. Okay, look at your anatomy books and see how that works. Okay, okay, grab a partner. Let's try gift of destruction. Go ahead. Gift of destruction. Yes. We're doing nice and slow.
Although the leg is sweet. I mean, I can't tell you.
You're gonna want to use that knee.
Okay, so break for a second. So what I really want you to feel here, make a circle. Okay. What I really want you to feel here on the way in is this hook. Okay. This is just a pullback hand. Okay. This incorporates another concept that I talked about called sequence restricting. Okay, where we take one motion and we change the application or the meaning of that one single motion, and it is based on motion, not. So what I want you to do is I want you to feel how this works. See what's happening, and I want to see this, boom, so that we're actually activating or creating an action here. Okay, go ahead. Sure. There we go. Drop.
If you're in a stance like that, my name is you should actually know they supposed to move forward. This way. I actually want you that way. I want to grab your nerves out. So this is
Good, all right, break. So everybody got to do that a little bit?
Sure, sir.
You feel the levers and leverage? Any questions on that? Okay. Yes, sir.
Can you explain the first class lever and that pull?
First class lever in that pull.
Yeah.
So it has to do with the rotation here and axis. Did I get it wrong?
I want to know where it's
First, you're gonna seesaw because you're pulling them as you're going in.
Right.
Now what you're, you're doing the seesaw.
So rotation, rotating and torquing has two things that it can be. It can be a first or a third class lever. It depends on where the effort's coming from and where the load is, inside or outside of the circle.
No, I think it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a steering wheel. Yeah? Okay. Steering wheel can be, you have to put a suicide knob on it, or if you move in, it depends on where the axle is.
Yeah.
Okay? If I have a, good, I don't want to get too far into that. You good?
Makes us know.
The way you're doing it, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're doing it, you're torquing him down, right?
Correct.
So basically, I'm doing it as a takedown, but what happens when I anchor in
The
here
takedown is a result.
of it? But if I anchor in here, his head is moving away when I'm trying to elbow
It
him.
shouldn't be moving away.
So I should time it so that the elbow hits and then I use that angle.
So if I rotate, so this is where we get into planetary rotations, planetary systems. If I rotate here, it goes away.
Right.
However,
If you rotate
if I make if I make this a straight line, he comes into me.
Okay.
Okay? So let's back up and look at how that works. We're gonna go with a cross shoulder push. Okay? Glancing salute. I'm here. When I pull this and I rotate and I pull this, it turns his head into my face. Okay? We're gonna go to this right now just because it gives me an opportunity to show you some different levers and leverage. So, any other questions? Does that explain that? Okay, that was a great question. Do you guys understand what he was asking? About the rotating. So when I'm rotating, he was saying, well, I'm pulling the head away, so I'm taking them away from the strike, which is counterintuitive and counterproductive. You want me correct? I really need to make this a pullback hand and make this straight. Okay? So it works, yes, he's moving offline, but I don't want to be rotating him away from me.
I want a downward
I
diagonal.
want the downward diagonal as a result of my pullback hand. Right? And yes, I want a downward diagonal. You're gonna get me all sidetracked on the universal pattern now. Everybody's gonna go. All right, so, I'm sorry. So right cross shoulder push. So glancing salute. This is another easy technique. You guys pick right up on this, okay? So he pushes, I go path of least resistance, path of least resistance. As he pushes, boom, I just let it go, okay? Now, I want to trap that, and I'm going to let this arm come in. I'm going to hyperextend that. Notice the left knee check. Okay, so from this point, I'm going to use exactly what he was talking about, okay? Except that I'm going to create a pullback hand. The circular motion and the rotation happens as a result of my hips rotating. Boom. And what happens is when I do that, boom, it pulls him straight into that heel palm. I keep the trap, up, go, hook. Now I have a solid anchor point here, and I'm going to come forward, and push off and get out of it, okay? So again, as he crosses, I step in, I create, what's the lever here? What's the class of lever here? I've got the trap, and I've got the brake.
Second.
Is it second? What is it? Third class. So, this is the thing about levers and leverage. If I move too fast with the effort, I break something, right? If I move at the right speed, I control something, okay? So, when he comes in, if I move too fast, boom, I break this, and I lose him. He's gonna be crying and yelling and, you know, whatever. But I'm not gonna be able to do the rest of my technique, okay? So I need to control this. I see a lot of people, what happens is this. They go, especially new people, when they learn, you can push me, I won't break. There you go. Okay? What happens is they go like this and they lose their, oh, now I can't do the technique. They're out of position. Yeah? So when I do this, boom, I need to pull this back. Heel palm, boom, and then I'm going to move in. Okay. So when we do this, in the mirror together a few times. When we do this, we need to literally swing like a gate. Okay? And if you think about stepping in with an inward block, that's about what we're doing, but with the trap, okay? Now we immediately use the inside shape of the crane. I'm going to hook and pull into my forward bow or front stance. Hook the knee, neck, come with the knee, go heel palms, whatever you want to do to get them out of there and get out. Let's do it one more time in the air, by the numbers. Here we go. And ready, 1. Oops, sorry. 2, 3, check. Boom, and you're out of it. Good. Your version may vary. Grab a partner, let's work it. Slowly, feel where the leverage, feel where the resistance is, or where the load is. I'm sorry, where the fulcrum is. Good, now see you swept his arm away?
Yes, sir.
Pull it into you and trap it. Because there's other stuff coming. So, pull this up. Okay? I go here, I want to pull this in. Boom. Hook. Knee. Because now I have this. See? And I can work all that.
So, okay. Because
Keep this here.
the way I've been.
I know.
No, it's this, and then
Okay. And that works.
just not as well.
But it's just a different mindset.
Okay, yes. Okay.
We want to keep them in tight.
Okay, let me try it.
But the problem is
Break your knee on my stomach.
If I do it 100 more times.
you're doing that trap like you would the Mason direction.
Step back or step forward.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Step back or step forward.
You should step forward. This is basically triggered salute on the outside, right?
Tight extend the arm, pop the break the nose, right grab the nose,
Okay, great. Okay, so real quick, I must point out again, this as he pushes, okay, that moves me out of the technique. So I said path of least resistance. We also have what's called borrowed force here. Okay, that means that if he pushes me, I can push him. Okay, if he pushes me straight, I can push him here. Okay, but if he pushes me and I step, my bad, push me here. Okay, and I step back, I just threw all that away. Okay, so I want to use that borrowed force. Whoa, I cheated, sorry. I had to do a bunch of other stuff. All right, so as you cross shoulder push, we'll stay with the technique we're working. I step in and utilize that borrowed force. Okay, now this is a related technique to a lot of other stuff. Thundering hammers, for example. He pushes, no, he pushes, boom. If I go here, I can just move into my Kenpo technique called thundering hammers because I'm in the same position, yeah? Relative positioning. Okay, so make sure that you're letting that come in and you're just dropping into that, okay, going forward. Okay, go. 2 minutes, we'll go. Change. It's you.
but sometimes there's no pressure on this one. I'm working here, but I also
Good, all right, break. Foot now, fish partner. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little more complicated or sophisticated technique, I'll say. How's that? Can I borrow you? Gift of destiny. Okay, one of my favorite techniques, other favorite techniques. One of the other, my 154 favorite techniques. Okay. Gift of destiny. Now we did gift of destruction. Boom, okay? Now we're gonna do gift of destiny. This is gonna combine a couple of things that we already did, but we're also gonna have an opportunity now to talk about how we transition from lock to lock, or from control, or we maintain control as we transition, which is where Mr. Eckhart's gonna take you with lock flow, okay? So this is a little bit of a segue into that, but maybe it's a reach out. Either way, I'm gonna have fun and hopefully you too. So, gift of destiny. This technique starts with a chop to the radial nerve. Everybody knows what the radial nerve is? If you don't, I'll be happy to show you. All right, so we chop to the radial nerve and then strike with the elbow. We turn that in. Now this is where the transition part comes, okay? I strike, elbow. I turn this. You see what I'm doing here? So I turn this up so that I have control as I transition. I'm pretty sure Sean would attest to the fact that I had control during the transition.
Yes, sir.
Now he's mine again, okay? So we're just gonna go that far because this transition is tricky, okay? And you need to understand how the rotation works, okay? So I step in, I chop, be nice to your partner, and I strike. Now, as I'm striking, I'm catching the wrist. I have the wrist lock starting, okay? This happens as a result of this makes this let go. Okay, and this is able to bend. Yeah, so we have this nerve activation or muscular activation or release, boom, into the lock. Now I turn. Yeah, you might be saying, yeah, what about that other hand? Yeah, there is that other hand, but I can step back at any time, and then I can work into my other locks. Okay, take control. Okay, so we're 1, 2, elbow to the xiphoid solar plexus, okay? 3, I turn it up, I step back as I turn that down. This is gonna be 2 thumbs, traditional wrist lock, finger for the fulcrum, thumbs for the effort, or pressure, okay? Let's talk about how this one works. 1, okay, strike, 2. I'm gonna actually fulcrum on this for the strike. Bam, here. Then I'm gonna turn this up. If I keep this here, it keeps a check on that. Okay? And that turn, notice that I'm rotating this way. This is at what class lever am I working?
The painful one?
The painful one? There's the painful class and the not painful class. Okay? What? Come on, Mr. Evans. It's a class 3. Okay? This goes back to that rotation we were talking about, isn't it? Look.